Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 4th of November 2018. We're going to reflect on Mark chapter 12, 28 to 34. One of the scribes came near and heard them disputing with one another. And seeing that Jesus answered them well, he asked him, "Which commandment is the first of all?" Jesus answered, "The first is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no greater commandment than these." Then the scribe said to him, "You are right, teacher. You have truly said that he is one, and besides him there is no other, and to love him with all the heart and with all the understanding and with all the strength, and to love one's neighbor as oneself. This is much more important than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices." When Jesus saw that he answered wisely, he said to him, "You are not far from the kingdom of God." And after that, no one dared to ask him any question. The gospel of the Lord. There is a man I know who lives in the United Arab Emirates who's named Vijay Varghese. He is a wonderful person who really tries to love God in the manner Jesus describes here, with all his heart, with all his soul, with all his mind, and with all his strength. And the evidence of this comes from the way in which he lives with his brothers and sisters. Not only does he get along with ordinary people, he gets along with the leaders of the church, which is a rarity. Why is this rare? Because a lot of those who lead God's people have inflated egos. They believe that they are the one, like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and their way is the only way to Christ. Everybody else is an idiot or worse, evil, and so they have to do whatever it is in their power to stop them from growing, never mind that it is the kingdom of God that these people are trying to grow. This man, Vijay, is not like that. He cares only about God and will work with anybody who has a heart for God without feeling the least bit threatened by them. What has that got to do with today's passage? Quite a lot, because in the midst of the proud and arrogant Pharisees and scribes who believe Jesus is a spawn of the devil who needs to be stopped at all costs is one man who is decidedly different. He goes to Jesus and, seeing that he answered them well, asked Jesus a question, which commandment is the first of all? This question is not a test to see if Jesus is really who he claims to be, nor is it a loaded question used to trap him. He really wants to know because he seeks understanding. Jesus recited the Shema, that's Hebrew for hear, that is still recited daily by Jews today. It is taken from Deuteronomy 6:4-5, with Jesus including "with your mind" to it. He then adds to his response, citing a second commandment from Leviticus 19:18, which tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves. The scribe gets it. He repeats what Jesus has said, adding, "This is much more important than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices." Vijay Varghese gets it. He prays a lot. He makes personal sacrifices. But he understands that more important than all of this is a great and selfless love for God and fellow man. He understands there can't be a place for egotism and personal glory, only a life of service, and that is what he does. He has a hospital ministry, he has a prison ministry, he has a prayer group, he helps people in need. To him and people such as him, Jesus says what he once said to the apostles, "Rejoice that your names are written in heaven." May all of us be like people like these. God bless you.